A contest in the West. Will can deliver the goods here at home. Be the Spurs. Off the tip. Oh, let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the floor for San Antonio, Parker and Green are the guard pairing. Aldridge out there with Duncan. And it's Leonard in the 3 spot.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Can't be any surprise to you that Tim Duncan, folks, last year became the leading rebounder of all active players, passed up Kevin Garnett for that honorable distinction. We're talking 15,000 rebounds total over 18 seasons.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a 1-footer. Come on now.
Aldridge wide open. He fires. And it's good on the assist by Parker.
Probably wasn't the shot they were looking for, but they'll take the bucket.
Well, you see Blake Griffin, and he is known for his huge dunks and ability to score, but he is a very well-rounded power forward. He's one of the best power forward passers in the league.
And for Griffin in his passing, often you'll see him set up teammates, Greg, for easy looks and dunks.
And with the amount of times that teams have to double team Griffin, that's huge. I mean, even when he's not scoring due to defenses focusing on him, he can still impact the game with his passing.
Pierce with the steal. And Chris Paul the bucket on the assist by Pierce.
Fast break opportunities do not get any easier than that one off the steal.
Exactly. The defense really no chance to get back.
And that one's good. Parker.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Jordan the basket to Griffin.
Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
Did he just go chop there with that one-hand tomahawk slam?
Now Pierce, after LaMarcus Aldridge's three-pointer that didn't go. The shot's good from Griffin.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
Now here's Green. Nobody near Leonard. His three-pointer's off the mark.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight. And really, the last few seasons, the Clippers have been one of the most consistently strong teams in the league. A far cry from when they were a bottom feeder back in the day. They have become one of the premier franchises in the NBA.
Assist goes to
and Green gets it to go.
You know what? That's what you like to see. A perfect pass leading him right into the shot. Didn't even have to break stride.
Paul kicks to Crawford. The tray. And again, it's the Clippers missing. Greg, as you said about the Clippers, the days of finishing near the bottom every year are over. Clark, a lot of that is Doc Rivers.
Exactly. Since 2012, Kevin, they have had the third best record in the NBA. A lot of loyal fans stuck it out with the team during the dark days, and now they're reaping the fruit.
Los Angeles shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game.
And one of the weaker areas for this group, only shot about 71% from the line a season ago.
And those aren't the kind of numbers they can afford to repeat throughout this season.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. And Mbah-a-Moute's checked in for Jordan. Green comes in for Pierce. J.J. Redick's checked in for Jamal Crawford. And it's Austin Rivers in for Chris Paul. The Clippers making a change here. Aldridge is checked in. Martin wide open. He fires. Knocks down the 3-ball. And we reached the end of the first quarter. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And looking at what we've seen from the Spurs so far, guys, what do you think?
They come out the gates here strong and put together just a solid first quarter.
A ton of good looks for him, Greg, on offense, and it's quality shots they're getting.
Green is out there with Luke Mbah-a-Moute. Then there's Cole Aldrich. Then there's Austin Rivers. And it's Redick in the shooting guard. They're the group out there for the Clippers starting the second quarter. Diaw with a wide open look. West kicks to Mills. There's the bucket. Good.
What are they thinking leaving him with all that space out there? Do they not know? Have they not heard that this guy is unbelievable? That's a layup for him.
And Coach Doc Rivers wears multiple hats for this organization. Not only is he the head coach, but also in charge of all basketball operations, really the leader in a lot of ways for this team.
Redick dishes to Aldrich. Again, Los Angeles.
Well, he knew how many inches he had over the guy. I mean, let's face it, good decision to just rise up and take the jump shot.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. And guys, Jeff Green, by every measure of athleticism and skill, should have become one of the game's better small forwards, but inconsistency has plagued him throughout his career.
And Kevin, I always go back to something my college coach told me. The mental to the physical is 4-to-1 in this game. And so through those 7 full seasons, he's teased everyone with that talent. And then it does suddenly disappear. And there's no other way to describe it other than the fact that it is mental. He hasn't been able to sustain it in terms of the consistency, and that's why he hasn't fulfilled his potential.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in.
You know, with Jeff Green, the one thing you can say about him is he's been durable, especially since he'd had the unforeseen heart issue in 2011 for which he needed season-ending surgery. Since then, over the past 3 full seasons, he's played in 81, 82, and 78 games.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And, Greg, it's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
West kicks to Ginobili. Diaw, the pass to Mills. And the foul on Paul Pierce. That's his first foul.
And talking about Jeff Green, I'm rooting for him. I mean, I'm rooting for him to finally put it all together, to gain and maintain the confidence, and really to fulfill the vast potential we all know that he has.
And the Spurs making a change here. Duncan, he's checked in for West. Aldridge comes in for Boris Diaw. Green, he's checked in for Leonard. And Tony Parker is subbed in for Patty Mills. Kicks it out to Crawford. Pierce with it. Now Green defending. The shot by Pierce will not go.
The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
Once again off the mark by San Antonio. For the 3. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession. Martin's checked in. 1:31 left here in the second. It's Parker outside. Can't hit. So the Clippers will take it the other way.
Well, he surprised me with that move, but he just couldn't capitalize. That makes it 10 of their last 12 points coming from inside the painted area.
And really something that the defense has to address.
Boy, for Jamal Crawford, guys, it's been a really good career. Not many guys can maintain his level of quickness after 15 years in the league. I mean, but last season, he finally started to show.
And the Spurs making a change here. Anderson's checked in. Crawford dishes to Jordan. 4 on the clock. Off target there with the little leaner. And he gets the bucket. Martin's got 5 now. And back to Crawford. Last season, he was down in field goal and three-point percentage. Plus, he battled with a calf injury that ultimately kept him out of 17, 18 games late in the year.
Yeah, Kevin, but his deep range spread the floor when he was out there. He still has that presence about him that you have to honor him. And he also hits some very timely shots. A dangerous assassin who always needs to be accounted for.
Pierce kicks to Griffin. From deep. Kept alive. And it's sent back by Aldridge. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Aldridge.
For the Spurs, David West, Horace Diallo, Patty Mills.
And so that brings the first half to a close. It's the Spurs up 9. And we'll return shortly.
Attention, Staples Center, please.
And now the third quarter about to get going. Blake Griffin really making a difference here.
And his play in that first half, how about the discipline to go along with the efficiency, guys? His shot selection was just perfect.
I agree. I mean, whether it's been from mid-range or in tight, he is taking only what the defense is giving him and not trying to do too much. Very much playing within himself.
Welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. More action in store as the players get ready to go, having a nice break to get hydrated with Gatorade. Blake Griffin really making a difference here.
Just a dominating performance in the post by him so far. Just tearing them to shreds when he gets it inside.
Yeah, and getting it to him is the only hard part, fellas. I mean, once he has it, he's automatic. Forget about it. He can do work down there.
Here's who Greg Popovich is starting in the second half. Defensive-minded Green and Leonard are the wings. Duncan out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Parker in at the 1. Shot clock at 6. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Clippers trail by 9. It's Crawford on the wing. Lets it fly from 18. It's rebounded by Aldridge.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
And for LaMarcus Aldridge, always praised for his terrific shooting. His rebounding, as we know, Greg, has always been fantastic. Over the past 2 seasons, he's averaged double-digit boards.
And that's why so many teams wanted him in this last free agency period. His ability to put points on the board as well as clean the boards. What a deadly combination.
And the foul called on Jamal Crawford. That's his first foul. San Antonio making a switch here. Ginobili's checked in. Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. From deep. The Clippers grab the miss.
You know, even though he missed that three-point shot, I think the defense has to do a better job of challenging the shot.
Yeah, as a coach, you can really ill afford to have those types of opportunities presented against your defense.
Aldridge kicks to Parker. Back to Aldridge. Leonard, the pass to Duncan. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good.
3 straight misses here to start the second half.
Pierce. Duncan with the block. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession. Jeff Green, he's checked in for Paul Pierce. The Spurs also changing it up. David West, he's checked in for Duncan. And it's Mills in for Parker. Clock at 6. Here's Crawford. And nothing but hair on that one.
This is definitely a day he'd like to forget. He just hasn't had the energy or the intensity to get it done out there. He's still scoreless.
All the time in the world to get that one off.
And the Spurs with some changes. Boris Diaz checked in for Aldridge. Anderson comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Martin in for Manu Ginobili. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. West with the steal. Martin dishes to Diaw. Martin the screen. And Diaw kicks it to West. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Well, David West's usage and overall numbers have ticked away with time. He's still as efficient as ever.
Yeah, not the over 50% field goal guy he used to be, but still a valuable contributor on the block.
West, a lot of what he brings to the table is just professionalism, leadership, and a real example of how to get the most out of what you've got. He keeps everybody on the team focused, too. When he speaks, guys listen.
J.J. Redick's checked in for the Clippers. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
That's his first personal foul.
West guy's still very strong as a player, but clearly it's his leadership that sets him apart. Does all those little intangibles that help teams win games. And for all of the improvements he's made to his game, one wonders why Blake Griffin isn't a better shot blocker. I mean, he clearly has the motor and the athleticism, but for some reason over his first 5 seasons, he's averaged only a half a block per game.
Here's Diaw, but he gets it back to the middle. 1 on the clock, and the dunk by West.
And buckets like that have been hard to come by. Not the most exciting game. Both sides look way off in terms of their shooting.
And, Greg, you know how it is. Sometimes it only takes 1 or 2 baskets to get things going. Maybe we're getting ready to pump a little life into this one.
Deep 2 from Anderson. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's home. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Spurs lead by 11. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan. J.J. Redick is out there with Chris Paul. And it's Crawford at the 3. That's who's out there for the Clippers.
And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
That is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down now to just 12 on the basket from Jordan. Here's San Antonio. Here's Ginobili. He kicks it to West. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
That's his first personal foul.
And for David West last season, the thought was he might increase his production with Paul George out, but the opposite happened. West suffered his lowest scoring output in a decade, only 12 points per game on 47% shooting. Rough showing for the former All-Star.
The blocking foul is called as the shot goes down.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air. They've gotten a bunch of good looks and have been absolutely lethal from behind the three-point line.
Yeah, defensively, you have got to close out and contest. Even if it opens up some driving lanes, you can't give up those looks that often.
Well, Greg, getting back to West, even though his scoring was down, his playmaking was up. You were talking about that. Clark, 3.5 assists a game last season, by far the highest number of his career.
Yeah, one of the very best pros I've ever been around. He's very smart, he's tough, he's all about team, and, you know, he makes things happen. Impacts winning in a lot of ways, and those assist totals indicate that.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And, Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Guys, thank you. I got a chance to hear what Greg Popovich was saying to his team. He told the players, let's put our foot on them and keep them down. We've got them exactly where we want them. I want to see you guys slow the pace, use the clock, and stay away from any silly fouls.
He hasn't really done much on the offensive end, but he's worked within the team concept to help them get the lead. He's done some other things other than scoring to help his team get the lead here.
San Antonio leading by 13. Leonard on the wing. Duncan gets a wide open look.
It's time to get away. It's time to get away from you. It's time to get away. It's time to get away from you. You brought a lot of money, but me, I'm catching tidy tummy.
We have an interconference affair lined up for you today as the Cleveland Cavaliers come in for this one.
All right, ready to go? Ready to go?
We're live at AT&T Center. Welcome to for this Spurs home game. It's the NBA, and it's live right here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Here's the starting group for the Cleveland Cavaliers. LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. And it's Fry in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
And guys, remember, LaMarcus Aldridge last January suffering a torn ligament in his thumb, scheduled to undergo surgery and miss 2 months of the season. But he opted to tough it out and keep playing. And boy, how big was that for the Blazers?
And Leonard gets it to go. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
LeBron kicks to Irving. Once again off the mark by Cleveland. We've seen a quick start here for the Spurs. Parker outside. Duncan dishes to Parker. Outside, Green. Aldridge, no luck. The Cavaliers have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Takes it from 10. Rebounds San Antonio.
Yeah, scoreless here early after their first 4 shots. They right now are searching for a bucket.
Leonard the pass to Aldridge. And Tim Duncan gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, he looked clumsy on that one. He was not going to get away with that.
Yeah, he climbed all over him. I mean, there's a picture of that one in the officiating manual. So, clear, easy call.
Here's LeBron. It's hauled in by Duncan.
Still looking for their first basket. 5 misses to start the game.
And one problem with the Cavs last season was they put immediate pressure on themselves. A part of that was the trade for Kevin Love.
Parker kicks to Aldridge. Leonard with no one around. And a great assist by Aldridge as that one goes in.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run. And now that the seal is broken, maybe their shooting will start to improve.
Yeah, I don't think they really wanted to have as cold a start as they did, but maybe that'll break the ice and they'll move forward in fine fashion from here.
Shot clock at 6. Leonard attacking.
How about the head of steam he's able to generate right there and just gets to the rack really easy.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. As you said, the Cavs put a lot of pressure on themselves because of the trade. You could see it affect the way they came out of the gate, Clark.
And, you know, it was just night and day, Kevin, when the Cavs began to relax and click. I mean, a total transformation and turnaround. They would go 19-20 in the first 39 games, and then 34-9 over the rest of the season once those guys gelled and got locked in.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. David West, he's checked in for Duncan. DL comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for Green. And it's Mills in for Parker. Irving dishes to Fry. Smith outside. Irving passes to Love. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. A big group substitution here for Cleveland. Moskov, he's checked in for Fry. Tristan Thompson comes in for Kevin Love. Shumpert is checked in for J.R. Smith. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Kyrie Irving.
They've been hot here early, dropping them in left and right.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. We'll see how long they can keep it going.
And Mills kicks to Ginobili. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
Great outside shooting fueling this run.
And the D is getting bombarded. They haven't been able to slow them down the least bit.
Out left to the wing. Dellavedova, that's good. Dellavedova's got his first points of the game. Domination in the first. Welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And the other thing, though, is their execution in terms of their ball movement has been flawless. Sets up a lot of easy scoring opportunities.
We've got Green. Aldridge out there with Anderson. And it's Mills. And it's Martin in at the shooting guard. So that's who San Antonio starts the second round.
And last season was one where Tristan Thompson transitioned from a starter to a bench role. Didn't let the move bother him and still put up solid numbers off the bench.
Mills.
That's his first personal foul.
And guys, every time we think Patty Mills is going to take the next step in his development, he takes a step back. Last season, he shot career lows from the field and behind the arc after having one of his best ever campaigns the year before. That really just makes a coach pull his hair out, and fortunately, me, I don't have it.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Love's checked in for Mozgov. Smith comes in for James. And Irving subbed in for Iman Shumpert. They kick it out to Green. Fires the three. That one's a miss. His third shot of the game. He's made one of them. And that one's good, Irving. Well, back to Mills. The Spurs could have used his contributions last year. Parker was hobbled. Corey Joseph was still learning. Mills didn't put together consistent efforts and ended up losing minutes, Clark, because of it.
Yeah, you know, Mills had the opportunity to make an impact for a championship contender. That chance doesn't come very often. Unfortunately, he couldn't make the most of it.
Tony Parker is checked in for the Spurs. And Cleveland also making a change. Fry's checked in. Inside. Aldridge with it. Picked up by Love. From past the arc. Good D by Love. The Cavaliers trail by 8. Smith on the wing. Guarded by Green. And the shot falls short this time.
I love the anticipation defensively there to get into the perfect spot.
Parker dishes to Anderson. And it's good in the assist by Parker.
I mean, if you're looking to get back into this game, you have to get tougher defensively.
Here's Love. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Yeah, it looks like they've gained a little bit of confidence as the lid has come off the hoop.
Tim Duncan, he's checked in for Green. Took him no time at all on that one. Irving's got 5 points so far. This season, Clark, the Spurs kept on winning as usual. They passed the Lakers, in fact, for the best winning percentage all time for a franchise.
Well, some of that has to do with the struggles the Lakers had last season, but more of it is credit to the Spurs. Consistency and high-quality play has been who they are and have been for 2 decades.
Parker's shot is off.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him. You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And the shot is good. Martin's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
Irving passes to Love. Rebound, San Antonio. They've led by as many as 14 points.
Not sure if they're aware of the 2-for-1 opportunity.
Well, they ought to be. I mean, that's basic basketball time management. You've got to be aware of your clock and your situation.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks.
And nothing fancy, really, about that play. That's just good, old-fashioned, hard-nosed basketball to get that one.
And too long on the shot. Down low. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
Tell you what, Kevin, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
Clark, that deficit will go away quickly if he does.
And how about how he capped that one out, almost like the 1-2 punch.
And we finished one half of basketball. It's San Antonio up 6. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
And now, your Spurs team.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
And his play in that first half, how about the discipline to go along with the efficiency, guys? His shot selection was just perfect.
I agree. I mean, whether it's been from mid-range or in tight, he is taking only what the defense is giving him and not trying to do too much. Very much playing within himself.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now.
Looking at the game for Kawhi Leonard, he has 8 points, and he's knocked down a pair of three-pointers in this game, too.
And maybe it's time for them to set a few more screens for him up top and let him add to that total.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the court for Cleveland, J.R. Smith and LeBron at the 2 and 3. Kevin Love out there with Channing Frye. And it's Irving at the point. And for LaMarcus Aldridge, always praised for his terrific shooting. His rebounding, as we know, Greg, has always been fantastic. Over the past 2 seasons, he's averaged double-digit boards.
And that's why so many teams wanted him in this last free agency period. His ability to put points on the board as well as clean the boards. What a deadly combination.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that. I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
You know, on the topic of Aldridge's rebounding, I mean, he doesn't do it by banging people around. He does it with positioning, timing, and length. And you can say that about most of his game. Quietly, effective, and impactful.
The offensive rebound. Here's Irving. The kick out to LeBron.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down. And guys, going back to Aldridge, last season was a difficult one for him. He had the torn ligament in his left thumb, but still fought through it to become the Blazers' all-time leader in rebound.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. David West, he's checked in for Duncan. Diaw comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. He's checked in for Green. And it's Mills in for Parker. Then for the Cavaliers, Mozgov, he's checked in for Frye. Thompson comes in for Kevin Love. And it's Iman Shumpert in for J.R. Smith. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Cavaliers will retain possession.
Risky pass in a situation like that. Very lucky that wasn't a steal.
Fortunate to get it through. I thought he was headed the other way with that one.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Dellavedova's checked in. 4 on the shot clock. It's West with the drive. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
That's his first personal foul.
And for David West last season, the thought was he might increase his production with Paul George out, but the opposite happened. West suffered his lowest scoring output in a decade, only 12 points per game on 47% shooting. Rough showing for the former All-Star.
The Spurs making a switch here. Martin's checked in. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Channing Frye's checked in for Mozgov. Love comes in for Thompson. Smith checked in for Shumpert. And it's Kyrie Irving in for Matthew Dellavedova. And Diaw kicks to Mills. Down low. Here's Martin.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
And here's West for three. Great D that time from LeBron.
Out of bounds.
Well, Greg, getting back to West, even though his scoring was down, his playmaking was up. You were talking about that. Clark, 3.5 assists a game last season, by far the highest number of his career.
Yeah, one of the very best pros I've ever been around. He's very smart. He's tough. He's all about team. And, you know, he makes things happen. Impacts winning in a lot of ways, and those assist totals indicate that.
LeBron dishes to Love. Smith the pass to Love. Looking to end the run. And it's James missing.
Really tough for this group right now, trying anything to stop the run.
And no matter what they've tried, it happened.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Spurs lead by 17. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the 4th quarter. And we're getting underway here in the 4th quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. Manu and Kawhi filling out the perimeter. West out there with Boris Diaw. And it's Mills in at the 1. And that's who's in the game for the Spurs.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
Yeah, he imposed his will on the defense that time. He was not going to be denied right there.
It's Ginobili on the wing. And Mills kicks to Diaw. The feed now to Ginobili. And stolen by James. And here we go with Thompson running it up the court. And Shumpert slams it in.
Ooh, quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
Shot clock at 5. Ginobili kicks to Mills. No good with the triple. The Cavaliers trailed by 12. And LeBron throws it down.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Kevin, Greg Popovich was just going over the plan with his team. He said to them, the lead we've got now is nice, but I want to make it even nicer. This is when we put the hammer down. It doesn't look like he's ready to back off just yet, guys.
And thanks for that story, Doris. The Cavaliers trail by 12. On the wing, James. There's the triple. David West grabs the miss.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costly.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
They get it again. Mozgov. The layup off target.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Duncan, he's checked in for West. Aldridge comes in for Boris Diaw. Daniel Green, he's checked in for Manu Ginobili. And Tony Parker subbed in for Patty Mills. And Cleveland with a change here too. Channing Frye's checked in for Mozgov. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. Cleveland with a very strong year last year. They were a very solid team on the road, as most LeBron-led teams are.
Yeah, he's a special guy in terms of how he can elevate other players. Didn't start out hot on the road, but eventually got it together and ended up 22-19 away from home.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Love comes in for Tristan Thompson. And J.R. Smith's subbed in for Iman Shumpert. Smith wide open. He fires. That falls. Great assist by Love.
He might not get a better look than that all game. You have to get closer to him. He's not going to bite you. Get up in him.
And back to the Cavs and their road play. Teams with a lot of new players coming in can struggle early. It's especially evident when playing on the road.
Irving's checked in for Matthew Dellavedova. A 3 from Leonard. Offensive rebound. Aldridge kicks to Green. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Spurs.
They enjoyed a big boost from the strong play of their bench.
Yeah, I thought the subs came in and did an outstanding job, Kevin. Those points off the bench were huge.
No surprise here. Just a big-time performance for Leonard. He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
You talk about being streaky on the road. That's what the Cavs were. I mean, could rattle off 4 wins on the road in a row, then come back empty from their next road trip. They did seem, though, to get stronger and more steady as the season went on.
And here's Love for 3. Once again off the mark by Cleveland. Passes it to Aldridge. Rebound by Smith. And here's the fast break. LeBron leading the way. And Irving with the basket on the assist by LeBron.
You know, he'll make you scratch your head and throw your hands up as a defender. I mean, you just don't know how to play him.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Parker with a clean look. No good from outside.
And he's really having all sorts of problems with his jumper right now.
Yeah, big time. I mean, the words that come to mind, ice and cold and disappearing stroke, all would apply.
Mills with it. He feeds it to Anderson. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, Clark, made the difference.